political killings, organized murders, and threats to even protesting doctors. Every day, every news story and every headline makes it clear that the situation in Bengal today is frightening. Mamata Banerjee is losing control and is threatening now young and hard-working doctors whose only concern is their safety. Some of the ways in which she has responded are not just matters of concern. It is a worry right now that there is a state in this country where the Chief Minister has lost all sense of logic, reason, or governance. Let's debate.
On the debate tonight, Bengal has turned into a battlefield. Mamata Banerjee is at war with the people of the state. Thousands of young doctors are on the streets, protesting for their dignity, their safety.
যদি কেউ ইমার্জেন্সি পেশেন্ট বাড়ির নাম করে এসে আমাকে মেরে দেয়, আমি কি পরিষেবা দেবো? বা আমাদের জুনিয়ররা যদি মেরে দেয়, তো কি পরিষেবা দেবো?
And this is what they get from their chief minister. Poorest of poor patients are suffering, but Mamata doesn't care. Young doctors are terrorized, but Mamata doesn't care.
পরিবহন অথরিটির উপর যে নির্মম আক্রমণ ঘটেছে তাতে তো তার প্রাণটাও চলে যেতে পারতো। যদি আমার প্রাণটাই না থাকে তাহলে কাজ করবো কিভাবে?
In the last 48 hours, journalists doing their job have suffered due to the state's brutal crackdown. Republic TV's Suryagni is in the hospital after a tear gas shell lobbed by Mamata's cops exploded right in front of him.
Me and my BJP were in front of the protest, in front of the barricades. The tear gases that exploded right in front of us, and you can see my situation currently. The tear gases are so powerful that you can't breathe properly. You can't open your eyes because it burns.
And now it's junior doctors, those who toil day in and out in honest pursuit of their profession. Mamata has pushed Bengal and its people into a mess in her political war with the BJP. Let's debate.
And viewers, Mamata Banerjee's behavior is not the issue here. Her lack of control over her tongue and her words is not the issue here. The fact that she has lost an election is not the issue here. The issue here is that she has gone on a rampage of the extent that has not been seen in this country before. And I want to first invite on the program this evening, I will not do long introductions, but I will introduce everyone quickly tonight. And viewers, please watch this and please do not think this is a Bengal-centric issue. It is not about Bengal alone. It is about the entire country. When a chief minister turns a despot and when that despot loses control because of imminent political defeats, this is a dangerous situation in Bengal. And we have on the program tonight Shazia Elmi, Chandra Bose, M.R. Venkatesh, Geeta Bhatt. We have Dr. Arindam Biswas, Dr. Sanchari Pal, who are doctors on strike in the city of Kolkata, treated almost like terrorists by the Mamata Banerjee government. We have Dr. Viraj, who's the General Secretary of the Resident Doctors Association in Solidarity at AIMS, and Dr. Teg Rabab Singh, Joint Secretary of the Resident Doctors Association at AIMS. We have Danish Qureshi, Subhransh Rai, we have Taslim Rahmani, and we have the Trinamool Congress supporter Garga Chatterjee on the program. And I hope tonight all of us listen. And I hope tonight all of us have empathy. I first want to ask you, Dr. Arindam Biswas and Dr. Sancharipa. As far as Mamta Banerjee is concerned, she's clear. She feels almost all the doctors there who are protesting are like terrorists. They need to be thrown out of their jobs. They need to be thrown out of their homes. They need to be punished. And she is quite clear she's not taking any action for the doctors. She's letting complete lawlessness prevail in the state. For all the people watching the program tonight, Arindam Biswas and Dr. Pal, I first want to hear from you. What has been going on? For those outside of Kolkata who may not have heard of the details of what's been going on tonight, but are listening to you tonight, can you tell people across India, what are you protesting for? What is this strike about?
First of all, Mr. Arnab, I would like to say that my name is Nildeep Sinha. I am a final year MBBS student from NRS Medical College.
Yes. Sorry for getting your name wrong, sir.
Hello.
Mr. Sin, Dr. Sinha, please, Mr. Sinha, go on.
Yeah. Okay. So, firstly, I would like to say an attack on NRS Medical College took place on almost 10th of this month, and it was almost 8 o'clock or something. At that time, a group of people just arrived with 2 trucks and attacked the on-duty doctor. Firstly, the situation was quite hot, I would say, because at that moment of time, firstly there was a quarrel between the intern and a patient party.
Heated exchanges.
Yeah, sort of.
Heated
exchanges. And after the incident, firstly, after the demise of the patient, which he was suffering from heart disease, serious heart disease. So it is a quite natural death. And after the demise, the patient parties were far more angry, and they started quarreling with the in-charge intern. After that incident took place, most of them just went away, and after a few hours they came back and retaliated. And when the doctors, before understanding the whole situation, 2 of them, the interns, Dr. Poribo Mukhopadhyay and Dr. Yash Tekwani, they were just coming out from the building and they got hit with stones. Actually, I would say larger pieces of stone. I mean, it was a horrible attack. Most of the doctors or the medical students present at that spot, almost 5 or 6 students got hit, and the most serious one was towards Dr. Poribo Mukhopadhyay. And after that, he was admitted to the hospital, and then he was shifted to Institute of Neuroscience, Kolkata. So now he is actually stable. But our main thing, the most important thing which we want to reflect, that is, we want security, because at this moment of time, the most sufferers are the doctors who work at various government centers as well as the private hospitals, and they are very vulnerable and often
Every doctor is restless now. Every doctor's confidence is shattered, or no? Now we want a peaceful atmosphere in West Bengal. We do not want violence. Violence and vandalism have become a commonplace in West Bengal. So we just want a peaceful and calm atmosphere so that every doctor can work properly. And the need of the hour is to maintain calm. And we are looking forward for an amicable solution. And we want an end. We do not want the poor patient to suffer. We can see their plight. But we simply want a peaceful and a calm environment. And I do not want an abominable act from our Chief Minister. She has got good senses. I hope good sense will prevail in her, and things will become better. And ultimately, the things that now we are facing and seeing will not snowball into a major incident. I hope things will become better tomorrow.
So-
Let us hope for that.
So, Garga, tell me, why has Mamata Banerjee made the doctors the villain here? I need to understand this. Why has she made the doctors, the same doctors who are on the program, who are being attacked with stones and boulders, and there are murderous assaults on the doctors? I want to know from you, Garga, tonight, since every time anyone asks questions of Mamata Banerjee becomes anti-Bengal and anti-Bengali, I want to ask you, is Dr. Sinha anti-Bengali? Is Dr. Arindam Biswas anti-Bengali? You know, why are they? Why have you made doctors the victims here? Is it that Mamata Banerjee cannot act? Is she that she is weak? Is she under pressure? Has she lost control? Has she lost reason? Or has she lost the willingness to govern? You know, the way she was talking to these doctors today, it's not abominable. I would say it's uncivilized. The way in which she spoke, and completely, losing control and saying, I will throw you out of your hostels, I give you 2 hours notice. Is this the way you respond to people whose colleagues are facing murder, attempts to murder? Instead of actually going and telling them, I will stand with you, you make them the villain? Tell us, Garga, what exactly is the problem with Mamata Banerjee? Please tell us. Actually also tell them.
So, as you described, what your statement right now is half true, half false. So let me continue with the true part of it. The doctors cannot be in the government and doctors cannot be in clash. So
Who's clashing?
Any whiff of confrontation from the government.
Who's clashing?
Will you let me speak?
No, who's clashing?
Continue.
No, Garga, who's clashing? I thought it was Mamata Banerjee who was clashing. You didn't see her on TV today.
If you let me speak normal.
No, but where's the clash? You're making it like a clash. Where's the clash? Answer the question. Don't make this about me. Answer the question.
It as a normal discussion program or you do monologue?
It's not a discussion program, it's a debate program. I'm asking you today. And the doctors are there, they are listening to you also. The whole country is watching you right now.
Please let okay, but
Go ahead.
will you let me speak? Let us have some substantive discussion here.
That's a novelty coming from you, but continue.
Whatever, see, do not do theatre, it's a serious issue. Okay, so let me speak for 30 seconds. So government and the doctors cannot be in clash.
What?
Doctors need security. Government, at this point of time, doctors do not think that government is providing them that. 5 people have been arrested, many more were involved. All these other people should be arrested as much as possible.
Aren't they TMC people? Garga, aren't they
The
TMC
doctors
people
also
who have started the whole thing?
return to
and
work.
threatened the doctors? Isn't it under the benevolent state administration that the whole thing has started and the goons have been let loose on the doctors because they have not told Mamata's line? Isn't it a fact that Mamata doesn't tolerate any dissent whatsoever? Isn't it a fact that Mamata Banerjee doesn't care about the democracy? Isn't it a proven track record of Mamata that she does not care 2 hoots about institutions and democratic niceties? Don't you think that Mamata could have acted with finesse? Now, what are you trying to say, that this clash has happened with outsiders and doctors and Mamata Banerjee is not on control of the administration? That is what she is alluding to, that people have been imported from Gujarat and Kerala and Bengal and probably Delhi and let loose, these goons have been let loose on the doctors. And Mamata Banerjee is watching the whole thing. Even if it is true, Mamata Banerjee has to resign. Please understand that. She is in control of law and order. Law and order is a state subject. She cannot say that people have come out from outside and they are wreaking violence in the state of Bengal and she is helpless about it. That defense, even if it is taken at a face value, is a sham. But let us also understand one thing, that TMC goons have been let loose for too long in the state of West Bengal, and today the focus of national media is on them and the chickens have come home to roost. That is the fact of the matter. Mamta's dark underbelly is coming home to the fact that people are now watching her and people are seeing that what a abrupt dictator that she is. She is what she is. She's a dictator. She's a fascist, and she is ruling the state with no canons of democracy. That's a fact today. And now don't try to defend it by saying that doctors are at fault or this is a minor clash and this is
Let Garga respond.
you're butchering BJP workers, you're hanging them. Where is the question of responding, Anna? These are all facts. These are all facts. On facts, you can't have a debate. You can have a debate on an opinion. You can't have a debate on a fact. The fact is that Mamta has turned into a butcher, and she's butchering everybody who is opposing her. It is high time Article 356 is imposed on the state. This is the demand of every democratic citizen. And a couple of days back, somebody invited to me in Calcutta. I was very apprehensive coming to your state. The law and order situation.
I think Garga is unable to respond.
State today. Unfortunately,
He's hearing you but unable to respond. I will allow the others also.
I will not do this joke. I was stopped from speaking. I will not. If you let me speak, I will speak. This sort of uncivility will not happen. I will not participate in that uncivility. No.
Well, he gave you a nice and fitting reply. You appear to be unable to respond, and so you need to deal with it. You have no answers today, Garga.
Tell me, you
People
give me 1 minute to speak. If you have a normal discussion program,
I have given you unlimited time. Shazia is also on the debate. Nobody's stopping you.
If that's
Shazia,
what you want, do this.
Shazia, he's being unable to answer. He will only protest.
Garga, the entire country is watching with shock and disbelief the very poor conduct of your party in chief and the chief minister of West Bengal. I think Mamta Didi has conducted herself in the shabbiest of manners. She has not encouraged any lawfulness and has allowed vandalism to take over the state. Young doctors such as the one we just heard, my heart goes out to him, and I'm seeing the visuals, following the reports. It is terrible. The medical fraternity is in a state of fear, and Mamta Banerjee is not able to infuse any kind of encouragement or hope in the people that she's capable of
She's not
any
keen
kind
to.
of
Shazia, I think, Shazia, let me tell you one thing. Garga will keep. No, one second. Shazia, let me also get the others in. Let me 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 get the others in also on the debate tonight. And I have Dr. Viraj of AIMS and Dr. Teg Rabab of AIMS also. And Dr. Viraj and Dr. Teg Rabab are saying, if you can hear me, I think the country wants to hear your solidarity with the doctors in Kolkata tonight. Your fellow colleagues, citizens of India with equal rights, sitting there in Kolkata and asking for justice. They are afraid to step into their hospitals today. I hear him. Please hear the final year MBBS student and his colleague from Kolkata who spoke. They are afraid of being attacked. They are afraid of mobs coming to them. And when the saviors are protesting to be saved, Mamta Banerjee for 3 days refused to issue a statement. She refused to utter a word. And finally, she trooped into the SSKM hospital saying, I will throw out the junior doctors from the hospital. She said to the doctors, which political party is backing you? And I ask you tonight, is Dr. Sinha, Dr. Arindam Biswas, any other doctor out there, are they members of political parties? Are they terrorists? And anyone who speaks up will be called a politician or a terrorist? I'm asking you tonight, please be clear. This could happen to anyone, Taslim Rahmani. Please be clear. Don't.
There is so many times, hundreds of times, everywhere in the country, the junior doctor has gone to these clients for exactly the same demand, and so many times these local governments have turned them out, thrown out of these jobs, etc.
Oh, this is not the same demand. What are you talking, Mr. Rahmani? What kind of a demand is it? Is it a demand for a raise in salary? Tell me, is it a demand for the raise in salary or for better working conditions? Can you ever imagine, Mr. Rahmani, that a person just for doing his job he gets attacked by hundreds of motherly affection. The kind of, dictatorial regime that she's running over there.
I'd like Dr. Arindam Biswas, I think that's the name.
Sparing people who are in service, who are in the service of the community.
Yes, doctor. Yes, Dr. Arindam.
We do not want to get into the quagmire of politics. This is not politics. We simply want a peaceful solution and an amicable solution in West Bengal. Let vandalism stop. We are not we are supporting BJP, not we are against them. We do not want to get into politics as citizens of Calcutta, as doctors, I sympathize with the junior doctors. I was a junior doctor 22 years back, but I can see their faces. I can see the situation, how crucial it is, how difficult it is. Their confidence is shattered. They work against old infrastructure. The infrastructure did not change. The hospital remains the same, and the population is growing in magnitude. How can they work? They cannot
Hear that. Let Garga hear that.
The security.
Dr. Garga, you can hear that. Why are you pretending you cannot hear? Garga, you can hear loud and
I am
clear.
not getting the sound. What the hell? Why are you doing this?
You are getting your audio is absolutely clear. You are faking it. You have been caught red-handed because you have no response. You use caught red-handed. Otherwise, how did you hear me when I uttered your name? You can hear me. You can hear me. You can. You just responded. So I'll tell you one thing. Now listen, Garga. You can hear me. You can hear me, Garga. Now he's taking off his earpiece and pretending he cannot hear. Anyway, I will. He's doing his drama. The question is this. The question is this. Yes, please. Danish Qureshi and Subransh Rai are hearing this clear. And Chandra Bose. Chandra Bose, look at him. Sit down, Garga. Stop your drama. Stop your drama, Garga. He's walked off because he cannot answer. He cannot hear. Chandra Bose, he can hear me loud and clear, and now he's realized because there are people who are telling him from Kolkata. And I'll tell you why Garga got up today. You know why he got up today? Because people in Kolkata are saying stop the vandalism. And people in Kolkata are telling him stop the vandalism. No more vandalism in Kolkata.
Tactics of the doctor allow them to go on the strike. If not, how they can? If there is their problem, I can understand what happened over there. Mob attack to the doctors, we can understand the situation.
Give me
But the thing is, how can the profession of doctor, the ethics of doctor can allow them to go on the strike? One thing is this. Second thing is that Mamata Banerjee has replied to the doctor that go on duty before 2 a.m. What happened when the doctors of any government hospital goes on the strike? Not only the government hospital, the patients are suffering from the different problems came from the distance.
I understand what you're saying, Danish Qureshi.
Which the doctor
Danish
is allowed
Qureshi.
to go on the strike.
Danish
because
Qureshi, I agree with you. Danish Qureshi, I want Dr. Viraj to respond to you. Dr. Viraj from AIMS.
Listen to me.
Let Dr. Viraj respond to you. You have a point, but you hear it from the doctor.
Remember one thing.
You hear it from Dr. Viraj.
When 200 people are entering into hospital, they are not only hurting the doctor, they are also damaging hospital property. They are becoming a nuisance to other patients. Our patients are completely in support with our fraternity. They exactly know most of the patients are extremely nice people. They are completely with us. They completely are aware of the situations that the doctors are the only ones who are fighting for a proper healthcare system in this country. So they are completely with us. It is a completely wrong position that the patients are being compromised. Patients are compromised when people, goons enter the hospital and thrash a doctor.
You know, this has become a...
They thrash the medical equipment.
May I please?
And that is the time that patients
You know, Dr. Viraj, Danish Qureshi, first of all, I wish to say tonight, that this is a number one national issue. Okay, Danish. On why Garga ran away from the program, I don't know. But Danish.
Rather than Mamta, if other chief minister is done, even he or she will do the same
Danish,
thing.
another message.
Yes.
First of all, I wish to come here. I won't I'll get everybody in and come back to you, Dr. Arindam. You see, Dr. Teg Rabab is also there. He's Joint Secretary of the Resident Doctors Association of AIIMS. Now, I have got another message right now. It's from the Association of Otolaryngologists of India, who say we strongly condemn the violence and hooliganism against doctors in the state of West Bengal. The entire fraternity of ENT surgeons across India is anguished and joins us in praying for the recovery of Dr. Paribaha Mukherjee, who has been grievously injured by the unruly relatives of a deceased patient in NRS Medical College. We urge the Chief Minister to take urgent remedial steps, etc., etc. Now, therefore, what is apparent to me, Dr. Teg, is that this is no longer now a Bengal-centric issue. What is happening in Bengal, one needs to understand. Deliberately, Mamta Banerjee is refusing to speak out against those who are attacking doctors, and she is taking action against doctors. It makes no sense. The backdrop is this. There is a person, 80-year-old, his name is Mohammed Saeed. Mohammed Saeed, he passes away, and his relatives of Mohammed Saeed have the most brutal attack on doctors. And the skull of a doctor called Dr. Paribaha Mukhopadhyay is dented by the relatives of the deceased Mohammed Saeed. Mamta Banerjee, instead of taking action against all those who were involved in the attack, actually targets the doctors. It makes no sense. Hence, only targeting the doctors is unfair in this case. Take Rabab. Take Rabab. Yeah. This is a bizarre case. It's not the first time doctors are being targeted, but it's the first time that doctors are being targeted by the state government after being the victims here. We can't be so unempathetic to what the doctors are going through. Dr. Teg.
Thank you so much for your support towards the doctors fraternity, Arnav. I would just like to point out that although these incidents have been sporadic and they have been increasing on and on and on, there have been rape threats towards the our female colleagues. There have been murder threats. We are being beaten on a regular basis. And now this gentleman right here, he expects us to serve the public with broken skulls and fractured bones. I mean, how shameful is that?
Well said.
This is the first time, and things have now been escalated to such a level that now it's being sponsored by a state, by the complete administration.
From last 5 years,
as Dr. Arindam very rightly said, we are here we are not here for violence. We are not here to protest. We just want to work. Please let us work. Please let us work. All we want are decent security conditions and an apology for treating our colleagues so harshly. How difficult can that be?
Masters, teachers are stand for our knowledge, and doctors stand for our their life, health care, and everything. But can you believe if these type of incidents should be politicized? If these same incidents happen into the UP, same incidents happen into the Bihar, same incidents happen into the Maharashtra, same incidents happen into the Delhi.
Sir, I do not care.
Nothing should.
I do not care which political party is there or not. What we do care about is that our fraternity is being threatened on a regular basis. And currently the administration is out in arms against us. Just have you seen the picture of that doctor? Did you see the depressed skull fracture? I mean, how shameful is that? What was the mistake of that young man, young budding doctor? Do you think he'll ever serve again? Do you think he'll want to go into the same profession again?
Audio. No audio is there. Audio.
I can listen to you. Why can't you listen to me? No, this audio, I'm telling you. Okay, when I'm speaking the truth here, we are being victimized on a regular basis, and this has to stop right now.
Even
We are not against that you are victimized. If you are victimized, you can go to the government and you can say what is that. If you demand for security, you can.
Even the
But what you are
Red
making
Cross
that-
Society,
as a
even in the cases of war zones, doctors are not supposed to be touched. Tomorrow, even enemy army doesn't hurt a doctor. And here in our own
Chandra
country,
Bose.
why is this?
I would like Chandra Bose to come in.
Doctors can take
And
a lot
no,
of
no, no.
risk.
This is what is happening here. One second. Just a minute. Just a minute. If you look at the pictures, what is happening? 1 minute. Just 1 minute. May I ask the question very clearly and directly? May I ask the question very clearly and directly? Taslim Rahmani, come on the debate. And come on the debate with Chandra Bose. Please come on the debate with Chandra Bose. And Chandra Bose, without mincing your words tonight.
No, I'm asking
You are sworn to speak the truth tonight. 1 second. Chandra Bose, without mincing your words tonight, you are sworn to the truth tonight on my program. Chandra Bose,
Is it not happening
here.
here? Is it not happening in Safdarjung Hospital?
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Chandra Bose.
See, Mamata Banerjee
No. Chandra
is
Bose,
the health
Chandra Bose,
minister
let me phrase
of
the question
West
to you,
Bengal.
Chandra Bose. Let me phrase the question. An 80-year-old patient, Mohammed Syed, he passes away. His relatives have carried out the most brutal attack on doctors. Now, what should then happen? All the relatives of Mohammed Syed should be picked up. Those who have participated in this attack, and everybody else, apparently with Trinamool Congress support. Trinamool Congress supporters who have supported the relatives of Mohammed Syed in attacking doctors should be picked up. But what does Mamata Banerjee do? She does not take on the relatives
That's where you are
of
making
Mohammed
it, you
Syed,
are politicizing it.
or she
That
does
is
not take on the Trinamool Congress workers who are helping the relatives of Mohammed Syed. She takes on the doctors. My question is why?
This is not.
My question is
not
why?
An act of its own kind.
My question is why?
It's a very usual occurrence all across the country.
Who on the panel has
first of
never
all,
visited a doctor? What are you talking
my
about?
condolences.
Go on.
My condolences to Mohammed Syed's family. But it is not at all justified. The attack on junior doctors who's got a broken skull.
Taslim.
Now the point is, what I don't seem to understand,
Every state, in every government hospital, such things are happening very usually. So why you are making it a political issue? Just
I'm not making it a political issue. I'm making it an issue of governance. Don't you understand the difference?
You are
Please.
making it.
I am telling you that junior doctors across Bengal, across the country, serve in government hospitals. Everybody is protesting. You cannot turn hospitals into war zones. You be careful of allowing your goons and your vandals to let them loose inside hospitals is not what we, the citizens of India, are going to tolerate. No, I'm sorry. You want to do vote bank politics, this, that, everywhere, it doesn't matter. Please understand. The doctors are not protesting out of
That's
choice.
what you are doing. That's what you are doing.
What do you mean?
Banerjee should have stood with the doctors. She should have protected the doctors. Instead of that, she goes and threatens the doctors. She does cheap politics with the medical department. She does politics with the doctors. It is very loud and clear. Failure in Mamata Banerjee to govern, she passes on as a conspiracy of the Bharatiya Janata Party. What kind of nonsense is this? She has failed miserably in governance, and everything is a conspiracy of Bharatiya Janata Party. You are not able to solve any issue. The law and order has collapsed. Doctors are on strike. They are not willing to work because they have no protection. Don't you think Mamata Banerjee's, it is her job responsibility to protect the doctors who are doing a service towards our society? But she goes and threatens them. You see, all the ministries that Mamata Banerjee handles have collapsed. Home Ministry, Health Ministry. There is absolute anarchy and chaos in the ministries and responsibility that Mamata Banerjee holds.
You are trying to
Why
relax.
is this happening
That's why
in Bengal?
you can see only the are trying to make it a political.
There is nothing else.
Just
What is political about it? You see, you are seeing a political conspiracy where there is none. Let me go back to the doctors from Kolkata. Dr. Arindam,
Never a law and order situation.
Just 1 minute.
Saying that if the law and order is
Dr. Arindam, Dr. Arindam, are you hearing me? Dr. Arindam, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you hearing me, Dr. Arindam? And can Dr. Sinha, if I can call him that, is a final year MBBS student. Can you hear me? Now tell me tonight. Please tell the people watching the program whether you are part of a BJP conspiracy, because today the Trinamool Congress feels that all of you are part of a BJP conspiracy. I don't see any. Where is the BJP conspiracy here? Was Dr. Paribha Mukhopadhyay attacked because he's a BJP person? No. He's a doctor doing his job. Taslim Ramani, where's the conspiracy here? What are you talking about, Taslim Ramani? You're making no sense.
the BJP.
I would like to add the demands and the demands for the protest. The whole thing will be there is kind of politics in the
And what you are talking, a section of the people are talking, I do not understand. We cannot deviate from the topic. Our clear understanding of the matter, there was a meltdown of health infrastructure during that regime when I was the minister. Now scenario is saying Mamata Banerjee initially tried to revamp the infrastructure, but unfortunately the vandalism and violence that is taking place with relentless regularity cannot be stopped. That is
Dr. Arindam.
And maybe
Dr. Arindam.
And you are trying to hack this strike in your favor.
Just a minute. Dr. Arindam.
I can hear you.
Dr.
And
Arindam.
you must be aware
The Chief Minister, Shazia Elmi is on the debate. Shazia, yeah. Okay, Shazia.
Speaking over them.
Shazia to the Taslim Ramani. Go on.
No, I'm saying it's so unfortunate that the doctors. Yes, and Mr. Rahmani, what is wrong. You're hearing the doctors, they're finding it difficult to carry on living normally and working in the hospital. There is a mob of people who are going around attacking them. They're asking for security. The saviors of the masses, the doctors who are supposed to provide care, medical care, are being attacked. And you are defending Mamata Banerjee, the lady who has proving herself to be passing of every single day, incapable of governing. These are young doctors. They have nothing to do with BJP or CPM. Patients and doctors, please don't taint them with a communal or a political color. You are tainting and brushing, you are using a communal prism, and that's a politics.
I'm not citing anybody. I'm decrying and I'm criticizing the politicization of a real problem. The real problem of junior doctors has come up, and
Where does the Hindu-Muslim angle come in here?
political mileage of that much a part of.
This is terrible.
please let me.
No, I've heard that. I've heard Mamata Banerjee herself has said, that Hindu-Muslim conspiracy is being served. People from outside are coming, and there is a love affair between BJP and CPM cadres. These are the exact words.
On the shoulders of the young doctors.
No, you are doing it. You are only defending Mamata Banerjee because she abuses the Prime Minister. You do not have any real love for her. That is the only reason why you are on her side.
Shazia, that.
No, you know she is incapable of governing
You are
the
under the
state.
cover of the essential service, and essential service doesn't allow you that.
No, that does not mean that the doctors will be beaten up
Subransh.
and lynched. That does not mean that you will allow more pictures to come in. That does not mean that.
This is the basic responsibility of all resident doctors. A strike is one thing, but
Who has given you the right to get the doctors beaten up? Who has given you the right to beat up the doctors?
Yes, I have a clear point. Yes, as doctors, we have the right to treat patients. We will treat patients with full empathy. But that doesn't mean we will get beaten up. Since we are soft targets, we are targeted very easily. We cannot carry sticks, we cannot carry guns, we cannot retaliate at the earliest. That is the reason we can attack upon us at the earliest opportunity. This idea should be stopped. This all across the country. It's not, it's a phenomenon that is common all over India now.
Yeah, viewers, just for a moment, I wish to say this, and we have all been watching, you and I, the situation in Bengal, and may I just say this first one thing, that this is not the first time, and if Mamata Banerjee is not stopped from becoming more and more despotic, this will not be the last either. You have heard, I'll just take a detour from the debate, but you have heard her unleash the tirade against opponents during the campaign. You have watched her when she went berserk, when people simply chanted Jai Shri Ram, and now instead of handling the doctors' protest, she has made the situation actually worse. If you see her behavior, there is a certain level of political insecurity on the one side that she's experiencing because she's being unable to control the situation in Bengal. On the other side, she's actually contributing to a view right now across India that she's incapable of governance. Simply incapable of governance. Take a look.
She lost control when people shouted slogans. She loses control every time she hears the Jai Shri Ram chant.
গাড়িতে হামলা চালিয়েছে দিদি।
আমি আমার গাড়ি রাস্তা দিয়ে যাচ্ছি, সাহস কত বড় বিজেপির ফ্যাক্টরি বেঁধে আমাকে গালাগালি দিচ্ছে দাঁড়িয়ে। তোমরা কি ভাবো এদের আমরা যত্ন করে রেখে দিচ্ছি? বাইরের আউটসাইডার, দে আর নট বেঙ্গল লোকাল পিপল। We'll take action. We'll take action.
পুলিশকে বলবেন অ্যাকশন নিতে, পুলিশকে বলবেন অ্যাকশন।
পুলিশের কাজ করবে।
She lost control against protesting students. She lost control after the results.
जो हमसे टकराएगा और चूर चूर हो जाएगा, ये तो हमारा स्लोगन है। इसी के लिए
She lost control during the campaign.
मोदी हटाओ, मोदी हटाओ, मोदी हटाओ।
Why is Mamata losing control?
You know, M.R. Venkatesh, does it appear to you, and maybe you can make this point to Taslim Ramani, anyone on the other side, Geeta, but maybe you can come in, that Mamata has lost, you know, she's lost her composure. She, if you look at the behavior, it is not normal behavior. I will restrict it at this. I won't say anything beyond this. It is for people to surmise. But this is
I would
not.
like to say something, Arnab.
Yes, MR. Yes.
Arnab, I would like to say something.
Yes.
Arnab, her body language, her demeanor, the way she has gone about making statements, I think she is psychologically challenged at this point in time. She is psychologically challenged, and it is time that she takes the help of a psychologist. Because a state like West Bengal, which is a large state, cannot be held to ransom by a person who is psychologically challenged. Now, I'm making it a very serious point.
She was
that
happy.
it is no
She was
laughing
happy
matter.
when she was supporting the NDA government
state is on the
and
boil.
serving as
The
a railway
state is on the
minister
boil.
under Vajpayee government.
The
Then
state is on the
then
boil.
she was normal. And today when she is opposing you, she has become a psychic case.
Ramani Saab, you were also
She was not
normal
psychic
when
when
you
she was
supported
supporting you.
Mamata Banerjee was not born psychologically challenged. She has become psychologically challenged the moment the state of Bengal has started supporting BJP. That is the problem with you guys. Please understand it.
Yeah.
Now coming to the point,
your
it is
purpose
very
is not
important.
to address
It is
your
very
doctor's
important that
strike.
the
Your
institutions
purpose
of the
is just to
state,
take out
the
a case for the
constitutional
imposition of
institutions rise to the occasion
political
and address
Your
this
purpose
new
is just
type
to
of challenge. The framers of this constitution did not fathom that one day there will be a situation where a psychologically challenged
Okay,
person
one
is
minute,
going to sit on the post
Geeta, we've seen, Geeta, there are new challenges. I'd like you to come in. Just a minute. Geeta, we have, Mamata Banerjee tried to run Bengal like a personal property. Policemen blocked the CBI on her instructions. And voters voted for her year on. She ran her cadre with an iron fist. But now, people have had enough. They are standing up. And I think she could not take it today when there were visuals of 2,000 doctors protesting and taking her on. Doctors were willing to lose their jobs but take her on. She went and said, I will throw you out from your dormitories and your hostels. She is losing the plot. She is embattled. No, Danish Qureshi, you need to understand this. People are standing up to dictatorship.
What we talk is more than 50% seats are with Mamata Banerjee.
When the people of a state decide to come on the street, the political leadership knows that their days are over, and that is what Mamata Banerjee has understood it. She has pressed the panic button. She does not know how to respond. She is just reacting to the situations that are happening. She is not able to run the state in an administrative manner the way a chief minister should do it. The kind of political killings that have taken place,
Shazia.
has come out even on 23rd of May. She was not able to believe that it is the same way.
Doctors are the key bone of the society.
Yes, Mr. Shivraj, it is very clear. It is very clear that Mamata Banerjee is proving herself incapable of governing the state. She is ruled by paranoia of the worst kind. She smells the controversy in almost everything that happens and links every event in a state to that of some related to politics. These are doctors and they are part of a medical fraternity whose job is to work with patients. And Mamata Banerjee with a paranoia, with a severe paranoia,
forces are actually the key role into our society. No one wants. But it is my humble request to all of you, with my folded hand, don't try to make it as a politics. Don't try to politicize, because you guys are politicizing the
not
thing.
able to see rationally, and clearly she is totally unfit to rule a state. She is leading West Bengal on a war path, on a path of chaos and confrontation, and no responsibility, most irresponsibly.
We have, may I, Danish, say one thing to you, please? Dr. Arindam and Dr. Sinha, and Dr. Teg Rabab and Dr. Viraj, I want to speak to you. We have just been through the most bitter general election in the country. All of us have seen in the course of the last 1 year the kind of language and the kind of political violence that has been wreaked, especially in Bengal. I think you must all speak up today, and therefore, without the politics, I want the doctors from Kolkata protesting and the doctors from AIIMS in Delhi to speak up. Dr. Arindam, I sense in your voice when you said 22 years back I was an intern and a student, and now I'm standing up with the students. I can understand what you're trying to say. And may I just try and add to what you're saying? I sense that you, or Dr. Sinha, or Dr. Viraj, or Dr. Tegrabab are basically saying, do not make us the guinea pigs of violent politics. Do not make us the guinea pigs of vote bank politics. Do not make us the victims of your political opportunism. And you, like all professionals, not just doctors, you have a right to be heard tonight. Yes, Dr. Viraj.
The basic problem is that no one in this entire controversy is ready to listen to what the doctor's demands are. That is the worst part of it. People are driving multiple conclusions out of it, but no one is ready to listen to demands. Now, we at AIIMS RDA have for a long time have been pressing for a National Medical Security Act. that would immediately, it's a state subject, but that would immediately entail that any person who touches the doctor would go into for 7 years non-bailable arrest, and that FIR would have to be launched by the administration of the hospital.
Yes.
We have also demanded for a security for each hospital to be at par some national agency providing security. Now this has been our long-standing demand, but in this case, our basic demand is first listen to our demands. In fact, there is no one who's ready to listen. Those who are protesting are further being subjected to violence. The doctors are ready to commence work. We have been given the doctors were given 4 hours warning. The doctors are ready to commence the work in 4 minutes. They have a very simple demand. There are 200 people who are involved in the attack. Only 5 of them were arrested. I don't know under what provisions they were arrested. 195 people are roaming free.
And we do not want vandalism or hooliganism in our workplace. We do not want to get into politics. We are not interested about politics. Please provide security to the hospitals. Please provide a conducive atmosphere.
Basic thing.
To these acts.
I think you have a lot of empathy from people watching tonight. I'm getting some sense of the feedback we are getting tonight. And I can only tell all 4 of you that you have a huge amount of support that is pouring in. You have a responsibility to our patients. But I think you also have a responsibility as citizens to speak up. At some point, you will have to strike the balance. But for speaking up, and to you doctors in Delhi and across the country for standing up in solidarity, I think, a round of applause. But I'm sure that you will also continue to serve the patients and not allow them to become the victim in all of this. It's a difficult time. We are watching the situation in Bengal. I thank you all very, very much for joining me on this important subject.
Are our biggest strength.
Yes, I understand,
Patients
Viraj.
are our biggest strength.
I understand, Viraj, and I thank you for joining me. I hope that this matter gets resolved. And viewers, I shall see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Good night and good night.